$50,000. If you make less than $250,000, let's see a show of hands here. How many? All right, that's a pretty good percentage. You will not see your taxes increase one single dime. 95% of you will see your taxes go down. In fact, I offer 3 times the tax relief for middle-class families as Senator McCain does. Because in an economy like this, the last thing we should do is raise taxes on the middle class. I'm going to reform our healthcare system. So we can relieve families, businesses, and our economy from the crushing costs of healthcare. We're going to invest in new technology and preventive care so people aren't going to the emergency room for treatable illnesses like asthma. If you have healthcare, my plan will lower your premiums. And if you don't, first of all, if you're up to the age of 25, we're going to make sure you can stay on your parents' health care. But you're also going to be able to, if you don't have health care, you're going to be able to get the same kind of coverage that members of Congress give themselves. We'll reduce costs for businesses and their workers by picking up some of the tab for the most expensive illnesses and conditions, because that's how we'll make our companies more competitive in the 21st century. But you know what else? You know what else we're going to do? You know what else we're going to do? We're going to make sure that the insurance companies in this country are doing the right thing. You know, my mother died of cancer at the age of 53. And that's a hard thing. That's hard enough. But what made it harder was the fact that she was on her hospital bed arguing with the insurance companies over the phone because they were saying that maybe this was a pre-existing condition. They didn't have to pay for her treatment. So I know what it's like to see a loved one suffer, not just because they're sick, but because of a broken healthcare system. It is wrong, and it will change. Madam President, we're going to stop insurance companies. If I am president, I will meet our moral obligations to provide every child a world-class education. Because it will take nothing less to compete in the global economy. And that means from the day that child is born to the day that child graduates from college. We are going to invest in early childhood education to close the achievement gap. And I don't know how many of you want to be teachers, but we need good teachers. So we're going to recruit an army of new teachers. And we are going to pay you a higher salary and give you more support. In exchange, we are going to ask for the greatest accountability, the highest standards, but we're not going to make you just teach to the test, because we want teachers to be creative. We want students to learn art and music and science. And to all the young people out here, all of you who are thinking about $20 and $30 and $40 and $60,000 worth of debt, I hate to remind you, here's a commitment I'm going to make to you. If you are willing to serve your country or your community, if you're willing to serve in the military or serve in the Peace Corps, if you're willing to serve in a veterans home or a homeless shelter, if you're willing to serve in an underserved school or an underserved hospital, if you are willing to give something to your community, then we are going to make absolutely sure that you have the money to go to college. No ifs, ands, or buts. You invest in America and we will invest in you. And together we are going to march this country forward.
Why didn't you get on making these posters, Joe?
Finally, I'll modernize our outdated financial regulations. Put in place the common sense rules of the road I've been calling for since March. Rules that will keep our market free and fair and honest. Rules that will restore accountability and responsibility in the boardroom and make sure Wall Street can never get away with the stunts and shenanigans that caused this crisis again. But just as we demand accountability on Wall Street, we also have to demand it in Washington. We can't afford another 4 years of the kind of deficits we've been seeing over the last 8. That young people, you are going to have to pay for this debt we're piling up. We can't afford to mortgage our children's future on another mountain of debt.
Well,
that's why I'm not going to stand here and simply tell you what I'm going to spend. I'm going to tell you how we're going to save when I'm president.
right.
I will go through an entire federal budget, just like a family has to go through their budget, page by page, line by line. We are going to eliminate programs that don't work and are not needed. And let me tell you where we're going to start, by ending a war in Iraq that's costing
Obama supports strategic promotions.